got the same hat, but you wouldn't even know if I didn't tell you, wouldn't you? Same as you wouldn't know what's happening behind the scenes in my life. But it's about time I stopped bullshitting. And for you to understand better what I mean, we gotta go back to
2019, when I had enough of living by the rulebook. I sold all what I had and with my tiny car went on a mission to find a better way of living. Not going into detail, it was fun times. I started a YouTube channel where I was documenting my adventures. It was great. Then the pandemic started and I found myself in my birth country, in a place which I had left years back to live and work in England. But there I was, and keeping an eye on other car life, van life YouTube channels, it looked like everyone was kind of stuck.
not being able to move around, not being able to park on a public land, so they started to buy up land.
And that began the trend of van lifers switching from van life to building an off-grid homestead. That gave me ideas, you see, and I am not someone who normally gets influenced by others, but yeah, I guess because I never had my own place, not even my own room when I was a child, I thought it could be great to own a property. Plus, starting a homestead was a trend, so I would have plenty great content to post on YouTube whilst renovating it. And so I bought an old cottage with 1 hectare of land. To cut the long story short, first year owning the property was fun. It was something new for me and the renovation videos were doing alright too. But as time passed, I could feel that I needed a break from it, so I went traveling. It felt good being back on the road again, but suddenly the whole thing had changed. I now had this property which had put a great responsibility on my shoulders, and so I found myself always needing to come back and deal with the maintenance, the main one being the never-ending grass trimming. And let me tell you, in this country, grass grows back literally in a week.
And on days like this, when I don't stop doing things, I just wonder why. Why do I do this to myself? It's just bloody slaving away. That's all I feel, you know?
And you would think winters would be more chilled, which turned out to be a big myth. We constantly had to make sure that there is no snow up on the roofs so they don't break in under the heavy weights. Also having to deal with the leaks, frozen pipes and what else. Honestly, I had enough. But on a positive note, it has been a great learning curve. By owning this property, I have learned so much about myself. But let's leave that for another time. Now I just want to continue on the main point of this video, which is me finally putting my foot down.
Literally, and stop this nonsense.
Yes, I figured that perhaps buying this property was a mistake.
Yes, I know. You don't have to tell me, okay?
But I knew that that was only a half of the story. There was something else, and I just needed to figure it out. A few more years passed, things happened, I learned more. I knew that my life not feeling quite right had also to do with the country I was living in. The environment, people. It's so weird, but it's true. Having lived in England with such a diverse culture, different nationalities, open-mindedness, this country was still stuck in Soviet times. Here I felt like I constantly had to hide myself and most definitely never mention that I have a YouTube channel, as that would immediately draw unwanted attention and my life would be filled with jealousy, judgment and hate. But still there was something even bigger which was contributing to my life not feeling quite right, but I just could not seem to get it until one day I got very, very sick. Totally out from blue. Me, who is generally healthy and full with energy, found myself on the bed, barely able to move my body.
Not feeling good. Not feeling well. Yeah. Do you know what Banana says when he goes to doctor? Doctor, I'm not feeling well. It's not funny. But actually, I like these dad jokes. So drop your best joke in the comment box and see if it sticks to me. Because only good jokes stick to me. And then I share them around. And then we all can have a laugh.
First I thought it was due to a flu or something, so I didn't worry much as I usually feel better after a day or two, but this thing persisted until I had to seek the doctors, who immediately referred me to do the tests, and the result was shocking. I had anemia, and I am now being put on a strict iron diet and supplements. This throwback made me to take time out from everything, feeling so weak and unable to do anything for weeks. Made me realize how much I appreciate these so-called little things in life. It helped me to bring myself back to my roots and see what's really important. And basically what it was, I realized that not only I was in the middle of dealing with anemia, but also in the middle of a mental, spiritual transitioning. Once again confirming that mental and physical, or mind and body, always work hand in hand. So all was well. I was on the right track finally. Here I have to mention a very important aspect in figuring the whole nonsense thing out.
The final piece of the puzzle, basically.
So lately I've been really struggling with finding anything to watch on YouTube. Most of the topics that I've been watching before now felt so... There were only a handful of channels that I could now watch because everything else frustrated me. And then I finally got it. There was no real life in mainstream media and videos. They were all fake. Like this living off the grid, no bills, no rent.
Really?
Everyone has some kind of a bill. Everyone definitely has a phone bill. Then the car and van lifers have the vehicle insurance, road tax, and technical inspection bills. They also gotta buy gas. It's not for free. So that's another bill on top of the others. And the same is true for any other niches on YouTube, unless it's purely creative like music or art. Or some truly down-to-earth people, like I said, real-life channels where one can clearly see that them and their content is legit and genuine.
Trust me, I'm real.
Everyone else is telling their sweet little lies, and let me tell you,
I'm out of this.
And so from now on, I will do everything possible to not add my contribution to this fakeness, and will live a real life. And when I say a real life, I don't mean the life according to a mainstream point of view, what real life should be, but living purely in harmony with my values and true self. So I guess I'll see you next time in a real life video.
Anyways, comment in the comment box what you think about the whole thing. It will be interesting to read, and you appreciate my honesty. Itchy. I think I've gotten it.